Got two apologies to make before we start this video. One, sorry about the air conditioning in the background, but it is fucking 110 degrees outside today. It's smoky, it's humid, it's nasty, and there is no way I'm turning that shit off. And two, also the hair. The hair is reacting to the aforementioned heat, humidity, and smoke, so we're just gonna have to live with it today, won't we? So today I'm talking about content planning and how I do it, what I use to kind of help me. Back in July, I was saying that my content planner for the Planner Thunderdome was gonna be this Erin Condren Deluxe Notebook. Well, it's still being used, but not the same way that I intended it to be used. So when I originally started using this content planner, I intended on using the monthly page to plan the videos and stuff out. And then on the inside pages, there are these situations here that I thought I could use to like track different things, make later plans and shit. And as you can see, that did not happen at all this year. I've filled out the categories a few times, but that's as far as I've gotten. The other thing I have not kept up on is the color coding. You see, it's even rubbed off, like rubbed off. I said that, but I can't. No, it's too complicated for me. So what did work in August was, and in July for that matter, was to write my videos out. I didn't like color code them or anything, and I would move them around and cross shit out, and it was super messy, but it worked for me. And then in August, I did the same thing, and it was a little less messy, but I was like, if I needed to move things around, I moved things around, and if I didn't need to move things around, then I didn't need to move things around. I had them all written down in there. And then I also added in the patron calendar that I've been putting out for my patrons to know what's coming up. And I use either the little coil clips from Erin Condren or the ones from Anchor Lime Designs. I've got both kind of floating around or whatever is close at hand. No real color coding, nothing like that. And that just keeps me on track of what videos and stuff are coming up. The problem I was running into is that this sloppy ass method of doing shit was not helping me batch film. Now that's how I've been able to stay on top of content the last couple of months. Even with traveling, even with feeling like complete and total ass, I've managed to stay on top and actually build up to doing 5 videos per week. How do I do that though? I batch film. I film more than one video at once. Today I'll film at least one more video before this is all over. If I'm showing my face, I change my shirt, maybe my lipstick, maybe my hair. If you've got like a good eagle eye, you probably can tell what videos were filmed on what days by just sort of looking at my eye makeup. But if you are doing that, I question how much spare time you have on your hands. You could be just trying to find naked pictures of hot people on the internet, which I don't recommend. And if that's not a family-friendly thing to do, don't do it. So this was not working for that, but I did like having the monthly calendar in here to sort of spitball and use this as like the general idea of how things were gonna work. So I was trying to figure out what to do, and I kept looking around for other things, and I was trying not to buy more shit because the Planner Thunderdome was all about these are the planners, we'll see which ones survive. But what I finally realized was I needed something like this to plan in, and then another thing to kind of track what's been finished and what hasn't been finished yet. And that is where the puppy that's right behind me comes in. This guy, this big puppy right here. This is a Blue Sky ampersand design studio. Like, in the Blue Sky does all the different collaborations with people. It's a desk calendar, but it's one of the ones that has the holes punched in it so that you can hang it on the wall. Now, believe you me, I've looked at the one on Erin Condren's website, the metallic desk pad, and it's beautiful, and I was like, I should order that, and it's fucking $30. I go through planners and trying to figure shit out like it's nobody's business. I really should be more responsible, so I was like, instead of ordering that, because I don't want to spend a bunch of money not knowing if it's going to work. And what was really important to me was being able to hang this shit on the wall so that I could look at it constantly. I needed something with holes punched in it so I wouldn't have to mangle the actual planner. So I've been looking around, looking at the boring ass ones at Staples and shit and being like, God, those are all ugly. I don't want to hang those on my wall. I've gotten spoiled, you guys. But this one is really pretty. It's got like a marble situation on it. You can see like here, marble. It's the same pattern on every page, and this is an academic calendar, and it goes through August 2018. So I have plenty of time to use this and see if I like it. I still use the deluxe monthly calendar to like write at, whoa, dropping things left and right here, holy shit. So looking at September in the deluxe monthly planner, look at this puppy. I've got shit written out in here, and as you can see, I have changed my mind about where videos go billion fucking kajillion times. But I used that to kind of plan forward as to what the videos were gonna be in September. And then as I said before, I still have the patron calendar sitting in here. What I did when I figured out kind of when I kind of came to the conclusion of what I thought the month's calendar was gonna be, which actually happened after I batch filmed the first couple weeks of September. So by the time you're watching this, we're already 2 weeks deep into September. But when I filmed this, we're actually at the beginning of September. It's like fucking Inception, y'all. Once I had filmed enough to kind of get me through, and I'm not filming things like Plan With Me's and bullet journal videos ahead of time. It's only the things that I can pre-film. The stuff I can't pre-film, I just do during the week when it comes time for. But once I figured out kind of what I wanted my schedule to be, then I went ahead and wrote it all in here. And you can see here's content calendar on the 18th. I haven't highlighted it yet because I haven't finished filming and editing and scheduling it yet. Now you know my secrets. All of the ones that are highlighted on this calendar are videos that I have already filmed, edited, metadata, they're all uploaded, they're scheduled, and they're all good to go on. They're just waiting to be published on YouTube. But by highlighting them, I can see how far I've gotten, and that is the most important thing for me with my content planning. The other stuff I have written on here I'm trying to color code this month. We'll see how that works. But the three things I kind of have on here are videos, which I've written in purple, and then pink is Patreon shit, and then this teal is other things that may or may not happen. They're just sort of deadlines, stuff like that that are outside of Patreon or YouTube that I'm kind of thinking about. And then I used washi tape here to mark off a test project that's working with my patrons at the end of September. This is just an overview of my month that I'm highlighting as I go. Now I will say that there are 2 videos on this big calendar that are actually switched, but at that point, because they're already scheduled, I don't really care. I just want to know that they're done, and so that's what's happening. So that is how I am actually planning out my content. Now, how do I figure out my batch filming and all of that other shit? At the end of August, I started thinking about kind of how I wanted to do this. What I did at the end of August, when I was feeling so shitty. My kidneys were like not happy with me. They haven't been happy with me for a long time, but it was a really bad time. But I pushed through and I pre-filmed a bunch of videos to get ahead of myself so that I could get to a filming schedule. And what I used was this pad from, where is it? This pad from Chrissy Ann Designs. It was in one of her mystery kits, the most recent one. I took one of these pads and I figured out what I was gonna film on each day, filming and worksheets and like any supplemental things or research, things that need to go with the videos, whether it's worksheets for the Llamas Love Lettering videos or research for one of the pen videos, whatever the case may be. And I put those things on here just to scribble them out to kind of track forward what I thought I would be doing to sort of get my mind around this. This is a new filming schedule for me. I don't anticipate having to do this every week, but in the beginning right now, it's helping me kind of wrap my mind around how I'm batch filming, how long it takes me to film, what days should I film? Should I film and edit on the same day? Should I edit and film on different days? How much time do I need per week to research? And then on top of all of that, how much time do I need to devote to my patron projects, to all those other things? It's a juggling thing, and it's not something I'm very good at. But what I've been starting doing is just sort of using these as a brainstorming session to kind of think, okay, this week I've got this, and this video, and if I do these videos, looking at this big fucking thing, if I can get those 5 videos done, I'll get this far. And that visually helps me understand it. I know that this is a very confusing ass video because this isn't the real thing I'm gonna kind of get to right now is that this is not gonna be my final system. What I am doing now is sort of making progress towards developing my final system. Something that's simple, that I will stick to, doesn't have a bunch of unnecessary garbage that I'm not gonna use, and like color coding, for example, and how to be efficient so I spend less time planning and more time doing, which I think is kind of a theme of a lot of us in the planner community. How do we get from planning to doing? I'm in the middle of that right now. But right now I'm in a nose to the grindstone, figure this shit out kind of mode so that hopefully within the next month or so, I'll have gotten the hang of it and can just sort of do it and spend that extra planning mojo on other projects. Does that make sense? Where are we at here? We have the content calendar in the Deluxe Monthly Notebook to kind of brainstorm it out, plus the patron calendar. We have the big motherfucker here to actually look at the overview of the month and track what's actually been done. And then I have these pieces of paper to help me kind of make my plan as to what work is actually going to get done. Then I transfer that into my actual planner, my bullet journal, so I can kind of keep an eye on what I'm doing and just check things off as they get done. I don't think this is going to be my plan forever. What I think is going to happen, I don't know this for sure, but what I'm anticipating is going to happen, especially once Mr. Cindy can help me understand how to use one of these project management softwares, is that this motherfucker, this deluxe monthly calendar situation is going to go bye-bye. These are going to go bye-bye, and I'm going to start using an online tool to plan my content so that I can move things around that way instead of having scribbled out shit. There's a part of my soul that's like, oh, digital. Oh, Cindy, you don't use digital. But honestly, if I can get a free online option to help me kind of juggle all this rather than wasting a bunch of paper in this notebook that I don't need most of the shit that's in here. What I could go get is just a cheap little $5 little planner from Target that all it is monthly pages and no note pages, no nothing. I could do that too. But I want to see if I can just do the digital thing and then transfer it to the big paper and remove an entire notebook from the Planner Thunderdome altogether. I never thought I'd say that, but that's kind of where I'm at with this. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to continue doing this. If you are interested in me updating you on how my content planning is going, please let me know in the comments. I'm going to show more sneak peeks of this on Patreon because they are my producers and they are the ones who make this possible for me. So they are entitled to see kind of my process. But if you're interested in an update on this later, when I've kind of figured out a little bit more of what I'm doing, let me know and I will do my best to oblige you. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.